A lot of construction companies shouldn't actually advertise, and that's because a lot of construction companies think that all they need is a lot more customers. If you spend thousands of dollars to get a lot of leads, but if you don't have the right system in place to effectively manage those leads and actually close those leads, and to maybe even follow up with them after the project and maybe upsell them as well, if you don't have the right system in place for managing those leads, then a lot of those new leads that you actually get are going to be wasted, especially because marketing nowadays is really, really expensive. If you're trying to, for example, advertise via Google and maybe do some Google ads and get customers that way, you're going to be competing with multi-million-dollar companies that spend thousands and thousands of dollars each month to beat you. And you will need to spend a lot of money just to acquire those leads. And if you don't have the right system in place, then in most cases, you're just going to waste those leads. And of course, you will waste the money that you spend on advertising as well. But let's say that you do have the right system in place. For example, you're a real good salesman. You know how to follow up with your leads. You know how to manage your leads. And you do great work as well. In that case, before you actually start to advertise, you need to make sure that you have the right tracking system in place, so that you can effectively track exactly where all your leads are coming from. And of course, you need to have the right CRM in place so that you can see exactly what's the value of each individual lead. And then, of course, what's the value of your overall marketing later on. Because if you don't have the right system in place to track all the leads that you're actually getting, then of course, you're not going to know exactly if you're even profitable on your marketing. For example, if you spend $3,000 advertising every single month, 6 months later, you take a look at your CRM, you take a look at all those leads that you got through your advertising method, and then you basically do some simple math equations to deduct exactly how much did you earn from those leads, and of course, how much did you spend advertising, and how, what are some other costs maybe. So you can, of course, know if the marketing actually worked. Because if you spent more money advertising than you did getting the profit from those leads, and of course, that's not something that you should continue. You should look at your marketing, and then of course, you should figure out a better way to advertise. A lot of people are going to spend $2,000 on Google Ads, and they're going to get some calls, and they won't even know exactly if those calls came from Google Ads, or if they came from their Facebook page, or if they came from a referral or something. They don't even ask their clients how did they find them. Like, a lot of people don't even do that thing, but you need to exactly know where your leads are coming from. You can even have a call tracking system in place, but basically when you effectively track your marketing method, then of course you'll be able to effectively assess whether that method was effective or not. But that's basically the essence of it. You need to have the right system in place to track those leads. I can't stress this enough. When it comes to the CRM that you can use, I don't really have any specific CRM recommendations. Honestly, as long as you properly track all your leads, I don't even care if you use a notebook or if you just add those leads to maybe a spreadsheet, a Google Sheet, or something similar. As long as you properly track all those leads, that's all that matters. But in reality, you need to have the right CRM in place so that you can effectively transfer those leads that you get. For example, you have a contact form on your website. You want to automate the system where basically as soon as somebody fills out the contact form on your website, that lead immediately goes to your CRM. You don't want to manually input all that data into a CRM because you're going to waste a lot of time, and you can't do it as well as an automated system can do it. So ideally, you need to have a system in place where you'll be able to automatically see exactly where the leads came from, and you'll just be able to take a look at the data and know exactly all the variables that you need to know. Now, if you're wondering what are some of the best marketing methods that you can actually apply to your construction company in order to get a lot of leads and to also get a lot of high quality leads, then I can definitely recommend SEO, because SEO is one of the best long-term marketing methods that's going to help you get leads passively. So once you have a good SEO in place on your website and on your Google My Business listing, you will basically passively get leads. The goal of SEO is basically to get your website and to get your Google My Business listing to show up really high on Google when people search for the services you provide. For example, when people type in construction companies near me, you want to show up as high as possible. By showing up really high when people search for your services, you can show your business in front of all these people that are actually interested in hiring you. So that's why this method has been really effective. And the best thing about the SEO is the fact that once you actually rank high on Google, it's a lot easier to actually maintain your rankings than it is to rank a completely new business. So basically, it's going to take a couple of months at least until you start getting good results. But basically, once you start getting these leads, it's going to be a lot easier to maintain those rankings and, of course, to keep getting those leads for your company. But of course, if you're looking to advertise and get leads immediately, then this is going to be a bit more expensive route because, like I said, a lot of people want the same thing, and a lot of people have a lot higher budgets. For example, Google advertising is a great method to get a lot of leads because it basically does exactly what you're trying to do with your SEO. So by advertising, you just get to show up immediately high on Google when people search for the services that you are trying to get leads for. So for example, if you're trying to get more kitchen remodeling leads, you can basically pay Google to show up on Google when people search for kitchen remodeling near me or kitchen remodelers in X city, whatever. But basically, that's what Google advertising is. But of course, a lot of people are trying to do the same thing, and Google has a bidding system in place where basically the people that pay the highest amount of money, in most cases, are people that are going to show up higher on Google. So that's why in a lot of cases and in more competitive cities, you would need to pay $50 just to get a person on your website, and you don't even know if that guy is a marketer or if he is an actual potential customer. That's why this can be an expensive way of getting leads, where you'll basically pay $400 to $500 per lead. You can sometimes pay less, but of course not all leads are going to be really high in quality. But of course, if you have a good system in place and you know exactly what you're doing, then this is not going to be a problem for you. But of course, it's not something that I'm going to recommend to everybody because it can be pretty stressful when you understand exactly how much money you're paying just to get a lead. And when that lead is really low in quality, then of course you just want to stop the whole thing completely, which is not something that you can do with Google Ads. Like if you decide that you want to advertise, then you need to stick with it. But before you even start advertising, you need to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So that's why it can be dangerous, and you can easily spend thousands of dollars of money without getting any results. SEO isn't really like that. SEO is a lot easier to actually implement for your company. And of course, the leads that you get through SEO can sometimes be even better in quality because people that actually go to your website or they give you a call through your Google My Business listing will first take a look at your company. They will maybe learn more about your company if you have a good website, of course. And they will learn more about the services you provide. They will like the pictures of your work. And then, of course, they will give you a call. And that's why these leads are, in a lot of cases, a lot more qualified than leads that you might get through Google Ads or, for example, through Facebook, where people are just reaching out to you because they just want to find out more info and they're not really ready to buy from you right now. But basically, that's what I have for this video. Hopefully, this video has been helpful. If you have any questions or if you want to work with me and my team, then you can go to logicalmarketer.net website, fill out the contact form, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.